Hi everyone. We're really excited to welcome you to the first cohort of the Marlowe Pioneer Program. So the course will feature several Marlowe team members, some old faces and some new. Myself, I'm Umar Hussein. I'm the product manager for Marlowe. And today I'll be joined by Simon Thompson and Pablo Lamela. Lars, Brian, Eve, Oliver, and myself will feature again in the course for some later sessions. So let's just talk about a general overview of expectations of this course. What you're basically going to learn is how to write, simulate, analyze financial smart contracts on the blockchain with the use of Marlowe, JavaScript, and Haskell. We're also going to talk a little bit about the real world application of the technology. So let's talk a little bit about the lesson structure. This week's session is basically an introduction to Marlowe. And Marlowe in a nutshell. So we're just going to give you some high level idea of what Marlowe is like. I'll just get into that in a second. Next week's session will be about using Marlowe. So putting Marlowe contracts online, running a contract, talking a little bit about Marlowe Run. The third week's session is Marlowe in depth. So it's about representing Marlowe, a bit about Blockly, and sort of a primer on analysis and simulation. The fourth week, we'll get into how Marlowe is embedded in JavaScript and Haskell. The fifth week, we'll talk about Marlowe and standards, so how standardization can work in Marlowe, and primarily about Actus at the moment. Week 6 session, we'll get into the assurances and conveniences of Marlowe, so basically about the distinctiveness of Marlowe as a DSL, as a domain-specific language. Week 7 will really be about the Marlowe CLI, so the command line tool, and the expert usage of these tools to either simulate or run Marlowe contracts at the command line. Week 8 will be the mock incubator session. And think of this as an imagination session and an opportunity to explore some very unique use cases within the bounds of the Marlowe requirements. So this will also be published, so no worries about taking notes. Each session will have a series of exercises and live Q&A sessions. So this week is just getting the ball rolling. So we'll be covering some basics, right? Simon will come in and cover the basics on smart contracts, talk a little bit about blockchain and the technical scope of Marlowe. So without further ado, let's pass the ball to Simon.